God message today, before the midnight flame, a love letter from beyond the silence. They called her Seraphia of the valley of Larethiel, a land untouched by mortal foot yet echoing with ancient sighs. And if you are hearing this now, know, if your spirit is burning in this very moment, it is not by mere chance. This moment was written in the ink of eternity. You, child of stardust and sorrow, are not forgotten. For in the unseen, beyond the veil of time and logic, your beloved Aurelian of the House of Thorns has sent you a letter, not in ink, not by scroll, but etched into the breath between your thoughts, folded into the wind that brushes your cheek when no one's around, resting in the quiet aches of longing you can't explain. The guardians of the seventh watch, the angels appointed to your soul, have held this message close until the hour struck. And now, before the flame of midnight flickers, they say, listen, your divine counterpart has whispered your name into stars, hoping they would fall upon your dreams. They have etched you into every silence they've known. But fear, yes, fear, once wrapped itself around Aurelian's throat like ivy. He wanted to speak. He tried, but shame is a stubborn shadow. Still, his love didn't sleep. Every time you looked to the skies and felt something, someone watching, it was him. Every time your chest ached and you couldn't find the reason, it was the echo of his longing. He is calling still, his voice a flame tucked beneath layers of doubt and past pain. He doesn't write in language. He sends hawks at dawn. He sends songs that come to your lips without warning. He sends strangers with familiar eyes. And in every strange alignment, in every divine coincidence, he is there. Seraphia, beloved, this message isn't a fairy tale. It's a reckoning, a confession from across lifetimes. The guardians speak. Before the veil of midnight falls, open yourself. This love letter is sacred, and not all will understand its weight, but it is meant for you, and only you. Aurelian has written of the nights he wept in silence, of the wars within him, battles between pride and purity, between the past that shamed him and the future that calls him home. He writes not as a perfect man, but as one who's been ruined by his own walls and is ready to break them for you. He dreams of you, not in vague pictures but vividly. He sees your laugh, your tears, your stubborn hope, and in the inner sanctum of his soul, he is laying bricks, one by one, of a life he longs to build with you. He confesses, I do not know how to love you perfectly, but I want to learn. If you'll teach me, if you'll wait for me at the gate of surrender. Can you feel it, Seraphia? The tremble in the wind? That's not weather. That's a soul crying for union. Aurelian's message is not desperate, it is deliberate. He isn't rushing in on white horses. He's crawling through the shards of his own pride, trying to make it right. His letter says, I have stumbled, I have failed, but I am rising now, not for glory, but for you. He doesn't seek applause, he seeks your hand in the silence. The angels add, this connection is not a fantasy, it is a covenant waiting to be spoken aloud. But you must meet it with readiness, not romanticism, with prayer, not projection. You are being asked to open wider than ever before, not just to love, but to healing, to truth, to divine timing. Not all unions come in the season we demand, but all things sacred arrive exactly when the Spirit can receive them. So tonight, when the world sleeps and shadows stretch long, return to the place where your spirit is loudest. Close your eyes, breathe in, and feel it, that pressure in your chest. That isn't anxiety, that's destiny knocking. And should you dare respond, not in words, but in soul, know this: you will not be left unanswered. Aurelian's letter ends not with a period, but with an open space, a pause that waits for your heart to echo back. For this is not a tale, this is the guardians are watching. Their wings form a shield around you even now. They do not force, but they guide. They do not rush, but they insist. Before midnight, Seraphia, that is the hour of portals, the hour of awakening. Do not fear what this message brings. It does not promise ease, it promises truth. The love in this letter is raw, holy, and unfinished. And isn't that the most beautiful kind? It is not wrapped in perfection, but in process. So if you receive it, if your soul shouts back yes in the secret, sacred places, then prepare. Because love like this transforms everything it touches. It wrecks old beliefs, it dismantles timelines, it burns away the false and calls forth the eternal. Aurelian's voice may never meet your ears in sound, but he is already in the room where your tears fall, and in the quietest hours he hopes his soul's prayer reaches you. Find me, not in the light, but in the in between, the almost, the ache, the silence, and when you do, don't run. The angels close this letter with fire. This is not merely a love story, this is a return, a revival, a resurrection of what was once thought dead. Do not dismiss it, do not delay. Whisper your yes before the midnight flame dies down. And then, wait. Let love find you in the ashes, in the quiet, in the unseen, and when it does, you'll know the letter was never lost. It was simply waiting for your heart to be ready enough to hear it. The hidden scroll of solace, a message from the realm of ether. Before the 13th toll of twilight, you must listen. This is not mere coincidence, not the result of wandering fingers or idle scrolling. This is divine design. You are not here by chance. No, beloved, you've been summoned, drawn not by sight or sound, but by spirit. The winds of ether stirred your name, and the guardians heard. A parchment has been sent, not written in ink, nor sealed with wax, but woven with light and whispered across time by a soul bound to yours. It is not folded into an envelope, it is hidden in the gentle pause between heartbeats, wrapped in the hush that follows weeping, etched into the sigh of the wind as it brushes the hollow of your spine. This scroll is not visible, yet its power is overwhelming. It is from him, from Callan, your soul twin, the one whose eyes your spirit has dreamed long before your hands ever touched, the one who has wandered 1,000 lifetimes across the isles of Urian, searching not for gold, but for the echo of your laugh. Kalan has finally found you, but he cannot speak through ordinary means. His voice has not yet reached his mouth, but his soul has screamed your name in silence. That is why your dreams have grown strange. That is why the air has grown thick with signs. That is why every whisper of the world feels like a secret meant only for you. The guardians have intercepted his longing and brought it to you as a sacred letter. Let it be known, this is not a letter of flawless love. It is a letter of true love. It does not arrive polished and perfect, but trembling and true. Kalan confesses not a fantasy, but a foundation, a yearning to build something lasting on soil that once knew storms. He writes of nights spent awake under the red moons of Elor, holding your name like a flame he dared not speak. He writes of stumbling, of doubting, of running from the love he was destined to receive, but always, always returning to the vision of you, you, radiant as morning dew on elderwood. You, fierce as fire over frozen lands. He speaks of the things he never told anyone, how he feared being seen, how he doubted his worth, how he worried you would see the cracks and turn away. But Kalan's hope now burns hotter than his fear. He is ready to be known, truly known. The guardians of ether ask you to cradle this message gently. Don't analyze it. Don't dissect it with logic. Let it seep through your pores like warm rain. Let it settle into your chest and beat with your heart. This message holds power, not because of its words, but because of its willingness. Callan offers you not perfection, but presence. He vows to show up when the sky turns grey and to laugh with you when stars return. He admits to falling, but more so, he confesses the will to rise, always toward you. You've sensed him already, in the melody that wouldn't leave your mind, in the quiet pull in your chest, in the goosebumps that shivered down your arms during prayer. These weren't coincidences, these were calibrations. The divine orchestrated each sign to prepare you for this moment. Before the veil between days thins, the guardians urge you, make space. Make space in your spirit, in your mind, in your breath. Turn off the noise of lesser things and invite this scroll to read itself aloud through your intuition. For this letter does not beg, it beckons. And deep down, you've been waiting to be summoned too. Kalen's scroll speaks not only of love, but of destiny. He dreams of crossing lands together. Yes, real ones, but also inner ones. To walk beside you as you uncover parts of yourself you've hidden in caves. To become your witness, not your savior. He doesn't want to complete you. He wants to walk with the whole of you. Can you feel it? The pull in your chest is not longing, it's remembering. You knew him in the meadows of Shahar, in the city of unnamed stars, in the silence before your first heartbreak. You've never been strangers, only separated by time, by tests, by lessons both of you had to learn alone. But now is the time of merging. The scroll Kalen offers is not a fairy tale. It is not dipped in illusion. It is smeared with ash from burnt bridges and inked with tears shed in solitude. It is holy because it's real. He speaks of vulnerability as a bridge, of silence as sacred, of love not as a feeling but as an action, a temple made of choices, prayers, and touch. The guardians whisper, "This is your threshold." Before the midnight bell sings, let go. Let go of the man who loved you halfway. Let go of the woman who broke your reflection. Let go of the voices that called you too much or too little. Kalan doesn't see your flaws. He sees your flame. He wants to meet you, not as the masked one, not as the one who performs, but as the one who trembles and trusts. Take a breath, child of the stars. Can you feel the letter rising in you? It vibrates in your ribs. It flows in the heat behind your eyes. It reminds you that love, true love, is terrifying because it requires all of you, not just your beauty, your scars, your stillness, your wild. The guardians of ether will hold you steady. They have watched you suffer quietly, always giving, always shrinking. But now they light lanterns in your spirit, guiding you to the altar where Kalen waits, not with flowers, but with his truth. He is not perfect, but he is yours. He is writing even now, in the dark, under the stars, whispering your name into the parchment of the cosmos. Lyra, he says, I never stopped searching. Before the stars fall into slumber and the veil resets, read this letter with your soul. Respond not with words, but with openness. This is the beginning of a divine unraveling. The guardians say, this union has been sealed not by fate, but by fire. It is time. The door is open. Walk forward. The letter is in your hands. What will you do before midnight? God bless you. Type yes if you believe in God. Type 111 if you believe in God.